Well, good morning, Intervet fans, and welcome to the preview for Turffontein on the stand side, Tuesday, the 13th of December. It's going to be wet, and who knows whether the racing will continue because I must tell you, it's rained all night here. There's load shedding, 4 hours load shedding at this stage, and as you can see, we're working under very difficult conditions because it's hard to go through these things. But let's go into race one. It's 1 o'clock is the first race. Make a note of the late start. It's an 8-race program, and the pentometer this morning when I picked it up was 25, and it was softer going. Who knows what will happen because, as I say, it has been raining. 800 meter maiden juvenile plate for fillies is the first race. Very hard to go against Heirloom. Very good first run. Showed a lot of pace. Peterson takes a 1.5 off again, and the time was extremely good. She ran 45.45, which is a good time for the 800 meter. There was no support for her, but the first timers, who knows? Keegan DeMello rides Exchange Student. Have a close look at that. That's out of a VAR mare. And then Mike the Cox runner, Spring in Heaven, is one of the first runners for Heavenly Blue. So it will be interesting to see how that one goes. Race 2, this is a maiden juvenile plate over 800 for the Open. And no runners, no previous runners. Interesting horse here is Diolona. I think this might be the right one from the Speece outfit. They really get them ready, and this is by far away one of the first of his babies to run. And it will be very interesting to see how this one goes. Midnight Fusion is an interesting runner, gets a 4-kilogram claimer, and I think this is the first horse owned by Krishna and Pierre Stradum. So very interesting to see that as well. Okay, let's get into the meat of it. Race 3, Pinnacle Stakes, 1600. Rain in Holland is very hard to go against. She did need a last run badly. She probably will improve. She gets a 4-kilogram claimer. She's slung in at the weights. She should be giving lumps all around, and she's actually getting weight from most of them. So that just shows how well in she is. But the horse that interests me here is For Zeus. This horse has been left his last 3 or 4 starts. And he now gets Kamala. He's been gelded, and he's absolutely perfectly suited to this race. He's 1-from-1 course and distance. 1-from-1 soft at least. So he does like the soft going, could be a player. Vanderbilt shows a lot of pace and gets a 1.5 claimer, and Shango, course and distance, 3 runs, 2 wins. Quite interesting because Shango, you think, goes over more ground. Race 4, maiden plate fillies and mares that go 1600 meters. Well, the talking horse first time out was See an Enemy, number 8, and drifted in the betting like a barge from 9 to 10, ended up going off at 2-1. And will improve, See an Enemy, and might be the right horse. At 1600 will suit her a lot better than the 1200. I didn't think she ran a bad race, and I think she's going to be hard to beat. 5 Broadlands, ran on first time, might be a big improver from the Sean Terry stable with Calvin Habib on it. And then have a close look at 1 and 2, Solo Diva and Rosalind. Rosalind's second run, Solo Diva 3 good runs. But if See an Enemy's as good as she's touted, she'll be hard to beat here. Race 5, maiden plate, and they go 1600 meters. I make this quite open. Positive Attitude comes off a rest from the Joe Somers stable. Kamala gets the leg up. 3 Broadway, third run, looks like a big improver and could go well here. 5 Circus Lights. Marquand sticks with this one and has got some form. And then the other runner was American Star, which really did run a good first time race, and in a 17-horse field, didn't run too badly at all. And the interesting thing is Ryan Munger's taken the ride. Chase Moujon is riding number 4, Just Procky, but he did ride American Star last time, and it's interesting to see he's not got the ride again. Race 6, this is a maiden plate fillies and mares, 2,000 meters. I made it a 3-cornered contest. I do like City Lights, obviously. It's got the form and it's 9 to 10. But Sparkling Jubilee seems held, but she might have big improvement in her Sparkling Jubilee. Certainly if there is a wet going, number 2 Sparkling Jubilee is worth having a look at. And the same goes for number 5 Auntie Pity Pat. 14 to 1. There's no 14 to 1 shot in this race, should go well. Race 7, novice handicap, 1400 meters. Okay, so let's look at a novice handicap. They're all one-time winners. There's a team of 3-year-olds in this race, but there is a 4-year-old who's getting 5.5 kilos from the top weight and getting 3.5 kilos from the second top weight, Jimmy Don and Johnny Dogs. And they look like two decent horses, but Toffus getting that type of weight with Keegan DeMello aboard it, needed his last run. His form has been a bit patchy, but he did win over this course and distance in a common canter in not a bad time at all. So he would be very hard to beat if he's absolutely right. Future Wolf comes into the race with a chance, and because he gets weight from the top 2, and the Chosen One might improve as well at the weights. He seems well handicapped in this type of race. So I'm actually going against the top 2. I'm going with Toffus as a 6 to 1 shot. I think he's worth having an each way on if he improves enough, and the Chosen One and Future Wolf will both go well. Race 8, most difficult race on the card, merit rated 96, 1160. Well, as I've said before, the Binder outfit holds key here with Goliath Heron and then Samuel Saltz. So they've got two very, very good runners in this race, but no one knows with them. It's a complete lottery. Samuel Saltz got 7 points for winning last time, which is a big penalty, but he gets Kamalo again. Kamalo obviously got a tune out of him. And Goliath Heron gets Calvin. Calvin's ridden him well, always there or thereabouts. Doesn't stop there. The horse I like is number 2, Mercantour. Ignore his last, very good improvement, and he's got a big chance in this type of field. This looks perfect for him. Sudden Star goes back to the 1200, that might improve him. And the interesting horse in the race is the Van Furen runner, Ridge Runner. Keegan DeMello up obviously to ride this one and one or two others. Ridge Runner ran behind Mercantour, shouldn't be able to turn it around with him, although at the weight difference he's definitely got a chance. And he is 1 from 1 over the course, and he was scratched from his last start. Obviously so they could get him in here, because I don't think that he did the full suspension that you require if you scratch. So, interesting to see how he goes. But from me, James Goodman, and the whole Interbet team, hope you have a great day's racing at Turffontein.